What's happening YouTube? It's more motivation. Back with another reaction video. So the NBA may be adding a 4-point line. I don't think this is a good idea. That's just my opinion. But anyway, I don't want to talk too much. We'll get into the video and I'll pause every now and then, add in my thoughts, and we'll take it from there. If you're here for the first time, hit that subscribe button. If you're here once again, thank you for your support. Without further ado, let's get it. 3, 2, 1. Let's see what we got.
The NBA is adding a 4-point line. This could very well be a real headline coming a lot sooner than we think. There's even brand new information that has just come out about this.
So this video is about 3 weeks old. So this is something that is not recent. But for anybody that doesn't know and follows basketball now, this is recent to you. So yeah, oof, I don't know what to say.
That we're going to cover later in the video. Now, there have been rumors for years of the NBA adding.
Wait. Labor offers thoughts on the potential 4-point line. Okay.
In this 4-point
thought labor has something to do with it.
Line. Going even further than rumors, the NBA has even voted on this before. In 2016, the league's competition committee came together and voted on the idea of adding the 4-point line to the NBA.
I don't like it, man. I really don't. Like, even now, it's very tough to watch basketball because all teams are doing is running up and down the floor. There's less defense being played. The only positive thing is the players have better ball handlers and the floor has more space. And it's not always a brawl. Okay. But in a sense, it's softening the players. They're only shooting threes. They're taking 1,000 dribbles before they score. It's like, it's not exciting. There's not, even though players are more talented, there's not a lot of versatility. You cannot go inside to a real big man. You know, you don't have to earn your points anymore. You can just stay outside. And imagine now that's 4 points. You made 2 threes, 8 points instead of going to the basket 4 times. You know what I mean? So it's, the stats are going to be even more inflated, for sure.
This was eventually voted against, and the 4-point line did not find its way into the league. Now, the reason it didn't happen is because they were scared of a scoring surge that would cause defense to go away even more than it has. Now, even though they said,
bruh, and it went away a lot. I think now, in this time, the 2020s, teams are averaging close to 120 points, and it's not even close. So imagine what this would do. That would jump up at least 5 points.
No, Adam Silver has come out and said that he's not completely against the idea of this new addition. In 2021, he said that the league will continue to monitor the 4-point line and see if there's a place for it in the NBA. While it's true that a 4-point line seems crazy, let's take a trip back to 1979. During this time, the NBA tested out a new addition to the game that would ultimately become what today's league relies on, and this was the 3-pointer. At the time,
so 1979 is the first time. Okay, that's interesting. That's really interesting.
Fans and league officials alike were skeptical of how it would impact the NBA because they were just used to having 2-point shots as well as their 1-point free throws. So when they added this in, it originally was put on a 1-year trial to test it out and see if they liked it. And as we all know, the 3-pointer stayed, and this is now a focus of every offense in the league. So while we may think a 4-point line is
focus is an understatement. It's like be all. It's like the be all. Seriously. I've literally watched a game where in the first half, of course, both teams scored 90 points. All right. Literally in the whole half, I've seen somebody go to the basket maybe 10 times in the whole half. And don't even speak to me about the All-Star game now. It's trash. So anyway, oof.
Crazy right now. In a couple of years, it could be a very important part of the game, just like how the 3-pointer was added in back in the day. Other basketball leagues have even started to use the idea of a 4-point line. For example, the Big 3 basketball league that features former NBA players like Joe Johnson has implemented 4-point bubbles, which is a spot on the court where they could shoot from and score 4 points. The NBA
Yee.
has even used
Joe Johnson was a cold player. Cold. He was sick.
the idea of a 4 pointer in their All Star weekend. While it isn't in the regular All Star game yet, it's a new addition to the Celebrity All Star game.
Actually supposed to be with.
That shot is ugly. Oh my god.
Though this 4 point line has stirred up heated debates, there's a reason that it may be coming soon. In a recent interview, a former NBA champion and father of an NBA All Star has come out and explained why he wanted it to be added to the NBA. Michael Thompson, father of Klay Thompson, has recently said that he thinks the 4 point line should be added onto the court. He thinks that the evolved NBA would benefit from this new method of scoring. He used guys like Steph Curry and his own son to.
No, I don't think so. It will benefit certain players. Steph, Clay, every sharpshooter. But it's going to force everybody to go out there. Because who wouldn't want to score 4 points versus 3 points? I mean, I don't like it, man. I don't know. There's some positives and a lot of negatives.
To explain that they shoot from there anyways, so they should just add this new aspect to the game. Another reason that it may be coming soon is because for years now, teams have actually practiced with a 4 point line. The Houston Rockets have recently added a 4 point line to their court, and multiple teams continue to practice as if the 4 point line is real. Which this may be an attempt to get better at doing long distance three, but this could also be a sign that the NBA might be adding in a 4 point line a lot sooner than we think. Since this could be a reality in the NBA soon, it's time to look at some of the pros and cons of a 4 point line that have caused these heated debates over the years between players and fans. Now, the pros are pretty simple. It would make the game more entertaining. This new line would add another strategy for NBA offenses to use and NBA defenses to defend. So seeing guys like Steph Curry and Damian Lillard pulling up from deep on a more consistent basis would make the game be a little bit more exciting and ultimately allow the game to evolve a little bit more with this.
And I don't even know if it's ever. I don't know if it's evolution or just flat out changing every. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section.
This new rule. It would also help teams cut into deficits easier and more often. For example, if you're down 8 points with less than a minute left in an NBA game, usually this means that it's over. With a 4 point line, it would allow the team to just have 2 possessions to actually come back and be in a tie game.
I don't like
On
it.
the other hand, a 4 point line could definitely hurt the NBA. For example, this new aspect could let games get out of control. If a team has a bunch of great shooters like the Warriors, then they could get ahead by a ton of points, not even give the other team a chance. Now,
yeah, speaking facts there. Yeah, and it goes to the point I was making about the inflation. The inflation of stats will be crazy if this is implemented. If you think it's inflated now, watch what happens after this. I'm just knocking on wood, hoping that this doesn't happen. I don't know. Some people may see it as a positive, but there's a lot of things to consider. A lot of things.
Ultimately, fans want to see close games because they're just way more exciting. Now, another reason that this could hurt the NBA is by the way it evolves over time. As with everything, if something significant changes in a sport, it's bound to evolve and change. This would 100% be true if the NBA added in this 4 point line, then the game could evolve into something maybe even negative. For example, lots of guys could start to prioritize 4 pointers over 3 pointers and just chuck up crazy shots. So potentially this could cause a lot of air balls and just generally terrible shots, which makes basketball hard to watch when that happens. We saw this in the AAU when Steph Curry made the 3 pointer popular. Kids were taking terrible shots all because they wanted to be like Steph. There have been recent reports from an NBA spokesperson saying that the NBA hasn't even considered adding in the 4 point line, which makes it seem like it will never happen. But this seems to be far from the truth. Rod Thorne, former NBA second overall pick and president of basketball operations, has said that he's intrigued by the idea of a 4 point line and that it has come up in discussions with the league. The thing is, Adam Silver isn't actually closed off to adding in a 4 point line, and what he says next is actually really shocking.
What are you guys' thoughts? What do you think a positive will be? And what do you think a negative would be from this? Besides the overinflation of stats, what would be a negative? What other negatives would you add to adding a 4 point line? What would you add?
There's been, we've mentioned it even in passing as maybe something fun to try an all-star, and the reaction from the players has been incredibly negative. I think some fans might love it, so I should never say never, but I think, as you know, we've moved the 3 point line, I think, roughly 5 times in my tenure at the NBA. So that is something we'll continue to look at.
Some people are saying it's coming soon. Adam Silver is saying it's not coming, but never.
To be honest, I moved the 3 point line back, not add a 4 point line. That's what I would do, to be honest. That's what I'll do, to calm the inflation down a bit. Because right now it's at a peak since the 1960s or 1970s. You don't want to have that number skyrocket 5, 10 points. It's going to, if this is implemented, it's going to.
Say never, and now they might just move the 3 point line backwards. I think they should just keep the game the same as it is for now. Leave the 3 point line where it is, but let me know what you think in the comments down below. Check out another video. I'll see you guys in the next one.
This is good. Great video, my man. Great video. But yeah, what are your thoughts? What do you think about the NBA adding a 4 point line? Do you think it's going to hurt the game more than it's going to help the game? Let me know in your comments down below. But anyways, we're going to check out. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're coming here for the first time. And stay tuned for more videos if you're here already. Like always, get better every day. Optimize yourself. God bless.